Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. Our special guest today is Congressman Randy Hultgren from the 14th District. And before break, we were talking about death tax. But during the break, you mentioned a bill that you're putting through to help with some solutions to so many levels of problems. Congressman Hultgren, what is this Valor Act, please?
Yeah, I appreciate people who have served in our military. It's so important. And I think one of the greatest disservices we do is as they are coming back after providing this service to our nation, helping to protect our nation, protect our freedoms, for them to come back to this very high unemployment rate. Well over 8%. It's been well over 40 months now. We've been up above 8%. Most of those months above 9% unemployment. And now for our military to be coming back into this type of climate, we need to make sure that they can come back and have opportunity to be able to work and get a job. I also talked to a lot of my trucking companies throughout the 14th Congressional District
I was
who
a
are struggling to
soldier.
hire people.
I enlisted way back in 1942.
Wow.
And I got out of the Army in, it was 45. But one of the nice things was I was able to go to college on the GI Bill.
That's right.
Which I'd had a hard time earning enough money to have my first year in. But it was great to go back to the University of Illinois and have the GI Bill. It helped me a lot.
It's important. And just to look at these things of what we can do to care for our veterans. They've cared for us. Now it's time for us to care for them. The Valor Act that just passed the House and the Senate, we hope the President signs it here soon, says that if our military men and women have been driving heavy equipment overseas or in the military, they would get credit for that for their commercial driver's license so that they'd be prepared to be able to take a job immediately with our trucking firms. It's a good fit. It makes sense. They've done this service. They've proven themselves, and these jobs are available for them. So it's one step that we think is very important.
It's a good step, but really the government shouldn't go too far beyond what you're doing.
I agree.
Either. But one of the nice things is a lot of the people that have gone into the Army these days have gotten an education in the Army about things that can be useful to business and making a living. And I think maybe we should help soldiers with a very brief period where they can go get to know their families and go look for a job for a while, but not too much help. Because they're tough guys and girls.
Yeah,
if
these people want to work. They're ready to get to work.
Yeah, they should.
They want to provide for their families and move ahead. But what they don't like is...
The other rotten thing about it all is the soldiers should be very useful because they have gotten an education. And our education system is very expensive and really stinks, stem to stern. I mean, the K-12 system of Illinois, the union, the IEA union, has stunk it up. It's not run by the administrators. It's not run by the teachers. It isn't the teachers' fault. It's a stinking IEA union, which was called, I'm using a rotten word here, stinking union. A rougher word was used on them by Forbes magazine way back in 1993. They called it the NEA, which is a parent of the IEA. They called it the National Extortion Association. That was in '93, and they had graphs showing as the unionization and all that went up, the achievement of the students was going down. That has continued since '93, and the IEA is a principal aggravator of the troubles we've got. That's why I lay a stinking IEA. It isn't the teachers. The teachers are the victim of the IEA and the fact that it has ruined their pensions.
Well, the other ones
That's what our book here is all about, is that we've got something like $100 billion of debt just from the pension system that's been generated just by the IEA and the other unions in the K-12 system.
Yeah, the other victims are our students who aren't being prepared.
$16 million, pardon me, I'm talking in billions now, but $16,000 per student is what it costs in Illinois for a stinking lousy education. Only, listen, in the District 300 where I live, one of the largest in the state, only 4% of the graduates of that high school system are capable of going to a 2-year college without remedial instruction. 96% of them are deficient. I'll tell you, they really stink. We give a 6th grade arithmetic test. I've started 4 companies and seen them grow big. I've hired a lot of people. And I've learned one thing, give them an arithmetic test. And you'll find out people that have had discipline and have learned right and wrong answers. What I found out is 3/4 of the job applicants can't pass a 6th grade arithmetic test.
Well, that's why homeschooling is so awesome, because I know a lot of homeschoolers. Their children are so much more prepared and so much more intelligent than a lot of what the public school is giving to us. It's sad.
It is sad, and it's for us. It's been a great opportunity. I want families to be able to make those choices, but I want our public schools to be working well. There are some families that just aren't able to do the
last thing they need is more money. They don't need more money. Get the union out of there.
Get some accountability. Get some results.
Less bureaucracy.
Listen, let me poke in about the unions. I had one of the big unions go after me to organize me 25 years ago. They went away and they never came back because they didn't make any headway. But the number of industrial unions for manufacturers stuff used to be about almost 40% of business had unions. Well, they ruined the automobile business and drove that off to Japan. And as a result, right now there's about 8% of manufacturing is done with union people.
That's right.
Good riddance to a rubbish organization. But where have they landed? In the school system and in the public system. And the unions are wrecking the government and the school system. Our children are going to worthless, expensive schools. And the good kids, where are they learning anything good? It's mostly with their feet under the kitchen table.
Very similar to what you're doing. Congressman Hultgren, we do have a book here that Mr. Roser has forwarded from Mr. Bill Zettler, and it talks about public schools and the pension crisis here in Illinois. You could get that on Amazon.com or championnews.net. And we'd like to maybe have you have a copy of it to read it at some point.
That's the result of 15 years of publicizing the statistics behind that book.